Hello everybody. Today we're going to take a look at an interesting new app on the App Stores known as Seatime Visual Calendar. Let's start out by launching the application right from our home screen with the icon. It comes up initially to the overview, which allows you to go ahead and set up an event. So we're going to show you how to do just the simplest event possible. In the upper right is a plus sign. When you click on that, it comes right up to the screen where you can add pictures and information and tell Seatime how long you want a progress bar to last. So let's start out by adding a picture. So we go right to the circle at the top where the plus is and we hit that. We go right into a folder and we're going to grab a picture. And any of the folders on your phone will work. Doesn't really matter right now, so let's go ahead and just pick any one of these pictures for our demo. That's a nice shot of a beach, and we're going to need to call this event something. So, well, might as well just call it beach. So we're going to tell someone that we're going to go to the beach. Let's go ahead and set the amount of time that we're going to have to wait for this event to a pretty short amount of time so our viewers don't have to wait too long. There we go. And you can set this bar for a minute, 5 minutes. You can even set it for a year or two ahead of time. So what we notice here is we've got an image, we've got a description, and we've got a progress bar that's moving across telling us how long it is to wait. If the amount of time is short, it's going to move quick, and obviously if it's set far in advance, that bar is going to move slowly. Now, an interesting thing, when this time is up, the bar is going to change. It's going to turn gray with a nice check mark. And that tells the end user that the wait is over and now that event can start. If you click the gray bar, you also have underneath there the information of when it was set for and when it was supposed to go off. If you were waiting on this bar for a long period of time, anytime you want to see what the settings are, you can just click on the bar and all the information is there for you. If you want to go, and it comes right back when you push that. Now, if you want to go back to the calendar view, you just push the button on the lower right, and it takes you to the calendar view. What you'll notice here is a real nice monthly view, and underneath the date is a green circle. And that green circle tells us there is an event there. If you had events scattered throughout the month, every day that had an event would have a green dot. So it would guide you to look to that date and take a look at that particular day of the month to see all of your various events. So now we're going to show you some more functionality. Keep in mind that you can add multiple events on any day. So let's go ahead and we'll wake our phone up and let's take a look at that date where we had that beach event set up. Let's go ahead and open that up just by clicking on the date. And let's add some more events just to show people how you can have multiples in a day. So we'll go ahead and do the same process. We're going to hit that upper right corner for that plus. We come to our page. We're going to grab a picture. And we're just going to grab some pictures here and put some simple titles in. Obviously, whatever is important to you is what you'll get, your pictures and your title for your event. And just to demo it, we're going to just put some short little time spans. So these bars will kind of move and you can kind of see that they'll end up in order. Let's go ahead and add one more. We just added, I think, go-karting there. The nice thing is, too, all the events are shown in order, top to bottom. So the end user can always have a good sense of time by knowing up at the top what is older and at the bottom what is newer or what's yet to come. And the progress bars all are moving independently on their own schedule. So it lets everyone know what order things are going to happen and how soon just by watching those progress bars. So let's take a look here. And I think we're about ready. And there we go. So we see we've got the beach event complete. We, for our example, have go-karting set up. And you can see that bar moving across, so it wouldn't be too long to wait. But then later, you have another event set up for example, dinner with Grandpa. And that's going to be later, and so that's why that bar is moving slower. So just imagine, any day you could have one thing going on or 10. Seatime will put them all in order and let you know what they look like, what they're called, and when they're going to happen just by use of those intuitive progress bars. So really an interesting way to show somebody the day and the time in a more visual way. Okay, so now as we look, we can see that all these events have come and gone. We're going to show you a little more complex move that you can do with CTime. What we're going to do is we're going to set up an event with duration. And what that means is we're going to see that green bar tell us how long we have to wait until that event happens. But once that event starts, that progress bar is going to go back and start over again, and it's going to progress across the screen in blue. So what that would tell us is how long we have to wait for something, and then how long that event's going to last. Like maybe if you had a 30-minute appointment somewhere or something. So let's go ahead and set up an event with duration. So we do the same things. We go to our plus sign, we're going to add a picture, and we'll just pick one out here to show you. Doesn't really matter. And we got a picture in there, and we're going to give it a little title. And again, we're going to set this for a real short period of time so we don't have to sit around and wait too long. This is just to let you see the idea. There's a little slider above that start sign, and it says duration. Once you slide that over, it then says what time is the event going to end. So go ahead and click on that end bar, and we're going to pick an end time for that event. And then when he's ready, he's going to launch it. And just like the other ones, it's going to move in green. So this is how long we have to wait until it's going to happen. We put fishing in as an example. So this would be a great example if you had to take somebody to a certain event and you wanted them to know how long they had to wait for the event, but you also wanted them to know how long that event was going to last, so that if you were halfway done with the event or almost ready to leave soon, you could show them the CTime visual calendar and say, okay, the event's half done, it's 2/3 done, and bingo, it's all done, and it's time for us to go. That's a real helpful tool for people that have issues with transitions or understanding things completely in terms of sequence. So as you'll see, the waiting time is over, and now the event started. And for our demo, it's going to move really quickly, but in your case, you can set it for as long as you want. So now, once a person gets used to this, that green will tell them it hasn't started and I got this much time. And once they're in the event, that blue is gonna tell them the story. They're gonna say, this is how much time we've got left. Now, the other interesting feature is just like a simple event, an event with duration, we'll do the same thing when it's all done. That bar is going to complete from left to right, and then it's going to turn gray with a check mark. So once again, no matter what kind of event it was, the end user will know that it is over and that it is complete. And if there's any more events coming up, they'll know it, and if not, they'll know that everything that was scheduled is done for the day. Let's take a look and see how it goes. And there we go. So there's our day. The other nice thing is at the end of the day, the person can review with someone else and say, I went to the beach, I went go-karting, I had dinner with Grandpa, and I went fishing, or whatever you did. The nice thing is all of these things will be there. Another great feature is at any time you want to know what all is scheduled, there is an overview button in the lower left. And when you push that button, it will list all of the events that have either occurred and are completed or are still to come. Now, we've only done one day for our demo, but if you had a whole month filled up with events, that overview button is great because it keeps you from having to go day by day to see where things are. It'll give you a nice simple list view of all your events you have scheduled and the events you have done, and that's a real help. Another great feature of the CTime visual calendar is it's got a searchable feature. Let's say you've got a month with dots all over the place, or even a pretty long list of events that you've got, and you want to find a particular one. Maybe it's a doctor appointment or something else, or a fun thing like fishing. All you've got to do is hit the search button. You go to the overview on the lower left, and you hit the search button, and there's a text box at the top. You just type in what you think you're looking for, and as soon as you get done typing it in and tell it to search for it, it'll find it. So that's really great, especially if you use CTime a lot and you've got a lot on there. It's a wonderful way to cut right to the chase and find out what you're looking for. Another really good feature of the CTime visual calendar is a reset button. Even if you have progress bars that are all supposed to stop at the same time, they may have been set at different times before. So that may be a little bit confusing to somebody if one bar is moving quite far ahead of the other one at a slower rate, while a lower one is moving a lot quicker just to get to the same spot. So let's just show you. These are all going to end at the same time. They were all set at different times, but let's hit that reset button. And when you hit the reset button, it'll give you a little dialog box and you say yes. All it does is it resets all of those bars to right now to start with. They're all going to end at the same time they were programmed to originally, but it just makes it a little bit easier to understand. This could come into play if you set up an event 6 months ago to end at noon, and the bar, when you look at it, is just barely moving. And it's going to end at noon, but it's barely moving. And another bar you just set is going to end at noon, but you only set it 5 minutes ago. The one you set 5 minutes ago is going to be moving really quick, while the one that was set a long time ago is barely going to be moving. They're both accurate. They're both going to end at the same time, but it might be a little confusing to someone that needs some help understanding time. So that's where the reset button comes in. You don't have to use it. They're all going to end accurately at the correct time, but it's just a nice feature if you've set different progress bars at all different times, if you want them all to have the same pace and the same movement to make it easier to understand. It's a great feature, and it's really easily accessible right from the interface. And once again, let's see what happens when these are all done. I bet they're going to turn gray. Here we go, guys. Bingo. Sometimes you need to make a change to one of your events because maybe your schedule changed or your place or whatever. So you might need to edit it. There's two ways to edit. First way is by just tapping on the picture, and it brings you right back to the screen where you can make your changes. The other way is you can hit the edit button in the upper right and tap again on the bar, and you can also make changes to your time, to the name of what it's called, or the picture for that sense. And when you're all done, you can just confirm that you're going to change and overwrite that event, and there you go. You've edited it right on the fly, and it's going to work just like it should. And one more thing you might want to do, you might want to get rid of an event. So let's talk about how you delete an event. Okay, let's get started. Go ahead and hit the edit button, and you'll see that on the left you then get the little red circle with a minus in it. You click on that, and sure enough, a delete button comes right up. Go ahead and push that, and it disappears, just like that. No more event. Okay, so we've already discussed how to get rid of a single event on a given day, but what if you've got multiple events you want to clear off? Or even others from other days you want to get rid of? What you can do is go to the Overview tab in the lower left, and you can see events that you'd like to get rid of. And right underneath there is of those events is a button that says Delete All. So go ahead and just push that button, and a dialog box will come up asking you to confirm you want to delete all of those completed events, and you say yes, and there you go. They're all gone in one easy step. And as you can see right back there in the day, they're all gone. Great feature. So remember, seat time is for a lot of people. It's for people with special needs, young children, people with Alzheimer's, various forms of dementia, or pretty much anybody that would like to see time. It could be used in business meetings to track how long someone's turn is at talking. It could be used for a little kid that just won't stop asking how long till we get there. Or in many cases for those people that just can't understand the hands of a clock or a digital watch. Seat Time Visual Calendar really is a revolutionary new way to understand time, events, and to participate in the world in a much more meaningful way. Thanks for watching.